Hey, welcome. All my right thinkers, thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Fog Thinking, right? Out here in the wee hours of the morning. It's about 4 o'clock. Look, I got my initiation book. I'll initiate you to a concept. I've been giving you the breakdown. This is going to be about the disciplines that fall into 5 categories. I'll break that down for you. Mastering the 5 disciplines and also mastering the 3 steps to religion. I got y'all too. Let's talk about it. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You join in receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I'll ask the question: do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself here too. Might not be true. Alright? I got a few pages of information. Let's get to rocking. It's going to be a minute. Get comfortable. I'm not clock watching. I'm teaching. That's right. The teacher's on duty. Better hear him good. The discipline, right thinking philosophy says, breaks down. Let me show you how to master the 5 yoga disciplines and break down again for you the 3 steps of religion. I got it all covered for you. Let's go. It's going to be a good lesson. The disciplines of yoga, which right thinking philosophy is a yoga concept, falls under 5 major categories. And I've been giving you this for years. One more time. These are yoga of wisdom. That's our set. She brings wisdom and intuitive knowledge to the package. You got to master her. That's 1,000 hours. Yoga of devotional love. Knowing God for yourself and devoting your love to Him, worshiping, serving Him daily. 1,000 hours in that. Oh, one of my favorites, and this is one of my favorites, yoga of meditation. 2,000 hours. Why? I enjoy that. Okay, and next one is yoga, tantric yoga. That's the physical sitting and contorting your body, and there's on 26 different positions. I stay away from that. Why? It only got 500 hours. I didn't master that idea. Why? It don't appeal to me. I have no use for that. Why? My body and I'm not doing those things. So I tend to put that over there. And for those who want to understand it, I don't have the mastery of that. So you can look that up on your own. Kama Sutra, extended sexual pleasures. No, I don't get into that. Okay, moving on. That's all. I'll tell you why. I got a reason to explain to you what and why I do. And my other favorite, selfless service. Selfless righteous action, aka Maya. 4 to 5,000 hours. 2,000. Why? I devoted my time to master the disciplines of myself. These are masteries of oneself. Let me break it down again a little more for you. So the daily practice of any discipline that will lead you to oneness with the supreme consciousness can be called a yoga system. Christian, Muslim, Islam, Judaism, all yoga systems. Okay, a different approach, different concept, but still, trying to get you to the source. Again, I know the purpose of religion, nothing but respect. I just don't respect the people who teach it, who practice it in the wrong manner. I don't respect y'all for that. Okay, but if you study, rationalize, and you reflect upon the teachings that you're learning, what you're studying, you're practicing yoga of wisdom. That's my girl. I said you gaining wisdom and knowledge. The story to give you just understanding. She's the most powerful goddess there is. But if she knew what Ra's real name. So when you get to know God, you know his real name. So he'll work with you. Why? You know how to control him, you know how to call him. You know what to call him when you need him. And she stopped the world because her son died. She stopped everything, the world, so to speak, and got God's attention. Heal my son. Okay, it's a good story. But the reason why wisdom of meditation, wisdom of, what's the first one? Wisdom of, what? Knowledge. Yeah, wisdom. Knowledge of wisdom, excuse me. You are learning how to what? Master oneself by teaching, learning, reflecting on the teaching, practicing. I call it they call it ISIS, okay? But that's the concept. So, and if you're meditating, the teachings and your higher teaching and your higher self, you are practicing my favorite, yoga meditation. I meditate daily, a few times. My favorite thing to do is to meditate. Why? Because I come out of that with a whole different perspective about myself and God. That's why. So again, now if you're practicing the rituals, which most Christians do, that's with your spiritual nature, you are practicing yoga of ritual identification. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. You practicing a philosophy from that dogma and you represent it. I ain't got a problem with that, which is also a part of the yoga of wisdom. Anytime you're learning, acquiring knowledge, that's the wisdom. And yoga of what? Another one, devotional love. Those are my Christian family. I work with them because they show devotion to God on a daily basis in their own life. And on Sunday, we get together and share God together. On Wednesday, we're in the prayer line. So I have religious background too, okay? I practice with Christians. If you develop your physical, psychic, energy centers, aka we know them to be what? Kundalini. In Egypt, it's called serpent power. I got a whole book on that to teach you how to raise your Kundalini. These are all disciplines that you have to spend a year, 1,000 hours studying. That's just mastery of that concept. That's all it is. 1,000 hours of study time gets you a master's degree. Add another 1,000 years on that, you get to be a professor or a doctor. Okay? But those are all things that you can acquire. In life, I'm just getting those degrees for me. I ain't got that. Oh, I got this, I got that. I ain't got time for that. Okay? But when you're practicing Kundalini, one of my favorites, Urias yoga, which is part of the Tantric yoga. Tantric is two people come together trying to become one. You know that? Intercourse. Okay? It's all about pleasures of the physical body. The Tantra yoga is physical. Okay? And if you're practicing living, this is one of my favorites, according to the teachings of ethical and moral behavior and selflessness, you are practicing right thinking philosophy. No, excuse me, Maya, yoga of righteous action. Again, Maya, again, right thinking philosophy. That's what I do. That's where I got it from right here. And if you're doing this daily in your life will change for the better. If a man tell me I can do this and be better, I'm all in. Count me in. Okay, I was my man Jack LaLanne, man. I did my exercise daily. At this age, at 70, I'm still in pretty good shape. Thank you, Jack. And he used nothing but a chair. Okay, that means all body. If you practice turning your attention towards the divine, how? By developing your love for God. Then you're a Christian? No, you're a right thinker. Then that's called devotional love. Okay, or devotional yoga, or some people say yoga of divine love. Same thing. I was just listening to the guy how to break it down at Particles of Atoms. He said everything comes from love. What started the Big Bang? Love. The desire to what? Be. God had a desire to be, so he created the world. I get that concept. He said, what holds it all together? Not the proton, the neutron, electron. Nope. Love. The Big Bang. Okay. But the practitioner of yoga is called a yogin. If you're male, I'm a yogi. What did you say yogi? No, I'm a male yogi. And the females are called yoginis. That's the female yoga practices. But one who has attained, again, here we go, 1,000 hours, 1,000 hours of accumulation of yoga, union of the divine or with the divine is called a yogi. you reach the level of what? Communing with God, your higher self, on a regular basis. I do it every day. I call it being God conscious. So, in this manner, all yoga disciplines have been developed into many different aspects, which may be used in what we call the integral fashion. You need to know when to show love. You need to show when to show wisdom. You need to show when to get physical. You need to show how intellectual you are with the wisdom by acting, doing, and being. In an integral fashion with all these disciplines, you will be now able to achieve your goal of spiritual enlightenment. Therefore, you, the aspirant, you should learn about all these disciplines of yoga and then choose those elements to concentrate on which best suits your personality. Mine is wisdom with Aset, devotional love, God. The next one is meditation, my favorite. And then the tantric, I skim over him. But the fourth one, my favorite, is selfless service. I'm doing that every time I come here and do that. I'm following the discipline of selfless service. I'm giving something to somebody without expecting anything in return. But I do want your views. but no, nothing physical, nothing material, tangible. All right? So you find out which one of these five that suits your personality, and you roll with that. Take your pick. Take all of them. I say take all of them and then use them intricately as you need them. That's integral practice. But when you practice them all in an integral, balanced way, you are a master of oneself. You know how to handle yourself in every situation. You know exactly what to do. You don't control the situation. You just control you in all the situations. That's what self-mastery does. Thank you, Marcus Aurelius. Don't worry about controlling anything outside of oneself. I agree 100%, okay? The word enlightenment is a term that's used to describe what we understand to be the highest spiritual level of awakening. We call it nihas in Egypt. But it means, listen, it means you have attained such a high level of spiritual awareness by daily practicing and implementing that now you have discovered the underlying unity of the entire universe, as well as the simple fact that the source of all creation is the same source from which the innermost self within every human being heart arises. God dwells in all of us. We just got to become conscious of that fact. It is a state. When you know you and God, I tell you this all the time, it is a state of ecstasy. Excuse me. Why? And bliss, which transcends all concepts. That feeling that you get, that good feeling that you just can't describe, that's bliss, that's ecstasy. Some people get it by drugs. Some people get it by sexual intercourse. Whatever makes them feel good, they get that rush, that thrill, that experience, okay? God is the same way. Once you experience him for yourself, you can do all you need to do with him. Why? You know now where he at. No longer, well, God. No, I don't believe in God. I know God. Okay. But when you have all these concepts and descriptions, and which does not diminish and is not affected by the passage of time or physical conditions, your mental state will keep you in what? That state of mind, that bliss. When I get upset, I go to my bliss spot, feeling good about, okay, yeah, that's where you calm yourself down. That's self-mastery. I don't need nobody to tell me to calm down. I don't need to have somebody know. I control and police myself. That's what self-mastery is all about. You're in the self-mastery if you wild out every chance you get. You're in the self-mastery if you're going off and doing things that ain't right. You ain't the right thinker. So don't claim to be right thinker and do those things, please. All right. But it is in that state of enlightenment that one's absolute proof of what? The teachings of that mystical spiritual concept are to be found. And it's not in the book, not in the doctrines, not in the dogma. It's inside you. You have to be conscious of that. This is because intellectual, that's knowledge, is only the beginning on the road in which leads to what? True knowledge, self-knowledge. These are two forms, there are two forms of knowledge, okay, intellectual. You have theological knowledge, which you study and learn about, and then you got the absolute experiential Gnostic knowledge, and that's the teachings of all yogas and the advanced stages of religion can lead one to what? Experience the truth about the transcendental, immortal, and eternal, nature of the soul and the true existence of God within yourself. When you get knowledge, you study, and you put the knowledge that you learn into use, you will come across something miraculous. You will find God inside you. Yep. Fulfill those qualities, put in the criteria, fill them all out, check all the boxes, cross all the T's and dot the I's, something will magically happen. This is what differentiates yoga, right thinker, from your intellectual philosophies and debates, cults, or even religious dogma. Why? It's in yoga, there is no exhortation to believe in any other thing or any other than that you can prove through what? Your own experience, your own experiences. I only teach what I've experienced. I only teach what I've been through. I only teach what it is I know. That's why. And they're saying the same thing here. But in order to do this, all that is necessary is for you to follow the 5 disciplines which have been scientifically, not haphazardly, willy-nilly, no, scientifically outlined and since have been existing for thousands of years. And it just ain't started, okay? All forms of any spiritual practice, right? Thinking, Buddhism, Hindu, don't make a difference. They are all, Christianity, Islam, what? They're all directed toward the same goal in assisting you, the individual, to what? To discover the true essence of the universe, both externally and internally, in the physical creation and internally within one's heart and mind. Can't have one without the other. Yin and yang, they go together. Once you put them together, you got it. As for the very root of all human consciousness, thus many terms are used. Oh, this is the best part right here. Many terms are used to describe the attaining of the goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka Christ consciousness, right thinking philosophy used God consciousness, and the eradication of your spiritual ignorance. Ain't nothing about God that I don't know. I'm not ignorant about myself. So, some of these terms, pay attention. Pick one that suits you. Again, pick the one that you like and roll with it. Here they go. Spiritual enlightenment. Resurrection. Salvation. The kingdom of heaven. I use that one to tell my Christians, because they're familiar with that one. That's when I throw that down. Why? The kingdom of heaven is within you. Find out, and everything else you can say and do will be fine. Why? Because you know you. That's the first thing you need to do. And some of these, watch this. Excuse me, the kingdom of heaven. Okay, what is that? Kingdom of heaven. And that's from the Christian perspective. Now you got the Buddhists, they go for moksha, okay, or what they call liberation, freeing one's mind from the ego bonds. Okay, the mind, if it's an ego state, is in bondage. Why? The ego is trapping it. God is what frees it, the truth, Haru, in you. Another good one I like, Buddha. I keep my little Buddha guy, okay? I keep him right here where I can see him. That's just inspiration, motivation, just a little trinket. Okay, I am a Buddhist. I respect their philosophy. Again, Buddha consciousness. That means he woke up. He got enlightened. A lot of us need to become Buddhists. Okay, just wake up. He didn't wake up. Okay, and here's another good one. One with the Tao. Please understand it. I see people who do what I do, podcasting. You need to do some homework on the T in China and the D in Egypt. They flip. They swap them. So when you pronouncing the Tao, T-A-O, no, it's pronounced Tao. It's written Tao, but it's pronounced the Tao, as Alan Watts. Okay, that was his thing. Okay, so he know the Tao. And it's all about what? Your self-realization. You got to find out what's real for yourself. No matter what you call it, no, you got to put the work in. All these things are taking you to the same place. You know that I gave the background about how religion and yoga synonymous together. Okay, if you took the religious path, okay, which is what my pastor did, my best friend, He took this the path, but it gets you there. So he's spiritually enlightened because he came from the Christian route, and that's the one he chose. I chose to master the disciplines of self, and I got to the same place. And guess what? When I got there, he was already there. And he used the book, the Bible. So I got no disrespect for the Bible. Nothing but respect because of him. When you're doing the chromatic, see me. I'm reading the wrong stuff. Wait a minute, that ain't right. I know I'm up here. All right, and again, self-realization as you come to realize God for yourself. My favorite, classic, and this is what we're going to end on. You know the deal. Know thyself, etc. I can keep going on, but everybody got a phrase, a concept about God and knowing God, becoming one with God. It's all the same thing. Understand that. So you can't say, well, I'm doing my way is the best way. My God is better than your God. It ain't but one God. It killed me when y'all put God. My buddy called me one day. He said, Mark, who won the fight between Ra and Zeus? Who said they had a fight? See, people just come up with ideas. Oh, not no damn referee, and gods don't fight. It ain't but one God. When you call them by different names, that doesn't mean it's a different God. Understand that? Okay, well, let's get it out the way. But also, you got God called by many names and have been used to describe that transcendental essence we call God. God, Allah, Asar, Aset, Krishna, Buddha, the higher self, one of my favorites, Haru, Supreme Being, and many others. So it don't make a difference what you call him. It don't make a difference what you say his name, or it makes a difference in how you worship and serve him. That's all he cared about. And it don't make a difference about what religion you profess. Good segue, I'm about to wrap it up. We get into the 3 stages of the practice of religion for mastery of religion. There's 3 things you can do, 3 stages and phases you can go through to what? Master your religious philosophical concepts. That's all it's about, and I got a problem with that. Let's talk about it. I can wrap it up for you. I got to get to the gym. Oh, Lord. All right. There's 3 stages of religion. While on the surface, the religion seems that there are many differences between philosophies. And upon a closer reflection, do your homework, so due diligence, put your work in. Under closer reflection, there is only one major division. Okay, you ready? That is either to believe or not to believe. That is your decision when it comes to religion. Simple as that. You can believe what they're putting down, or you cannot believe it. And I tell you all the time, you got 2 guys. One believe in God, one don't. And they both right. In their own perspective and right. Yeah, he got the right not to believe God. Because you believe it don't mean he got to believe it. Understand that. It's all about self. I give you everything I give you is about self. So understand that. What somebody's doing ain't got nothing to do with me. All right? But watch this. Now you got among the believers, right? You got, there's only 2 kinds, right and wrong, believer and non-believer. Among the believers, watch this, there are differences of opinions right there. Right there. Once you make your opinion known, everybody have to agree with it. Well, opinions like assholes and armpits, we all have them. And sometimes they stink. So your opinion should speak for everybody. Your opinion should speak for yourself. I only speak for me. I tell you that all the time. And they have differences in opinion as what? As to how to believe. Right there. I got this. I do the feeling around here, Baba Lou. You ain't gonna tell me how to think. This is the source of all trouble between religion. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you. Why? I'm tired of y'all thinking I'm ragging on religion. No. It's the proof. It's in the religion. I'm just pointing it out to you. You part of religion, you part of the damn problem. Christians are number 1. Okay, religion's the biggest problem in the world. Still proud of that? Moving on. I keep telling you, stop the nonsense. And this, why is this? This is because ordinary religion is deistic, meaning it's just a bunch of words, a bunch of concepts that's all based on what? Traditions, customs, which are themselves all based on culture. And 9 times it said facts. And nothing here said facts or proof. Okay? Pay attention. Religion is a belief system. It ain't based on facts and truth. Philosophy and disciplines are. Religions are. That's why they separate. Understand? And since culture varies from place to place and from time to time in history and from one thing to another, so there will always be a variation in the spiritual traditions. They did it this way, we do it that way. Old Testament, New Testament. Okay? Got the concept. But these differences will occur not only between cultures, but even within the same culture. An example of this is Christianity. Ding, 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 ding. Christianity, which is go by a myriad, MYRIAD, a denomination. Yeah, I got over 600 Christian denominations. That's confusion. That's a problem. We only got one Maya philosophy. We got three creation stories from Memphis, Thebes, and what's that? But we don't willy-nilly do that. No. Christianity, y'all got some whole bunch of differences. He don't like this, so he can write his own denomination. He don't like that, so he gonna start his own. So you look right now, everybody doing their own thing. That's all based on what? That individual's opinion. Jehovah's Witness, somebody's opinion. Christianity, somebody's opinion. Islam, somebody's opinion. They all based on opinionated people. I don't subscribe to opinions, okay? Or religion. They all opinionated. It's based on somebody's opinion that you got to believe. Don't do that personally. So therefore, those who cling, those who practice to the idea of religion has to be related to a particular culture. Is specific practices or rituals will always have some differences. Y'all don't do the same thing. Even at the communion, y'all do something different. Okay, y'all ain't got that right. Now with someone else's conceptions. I'm a conceptionist. I like conceptualizing. I understand other people's concepts. That's how I understand why I got mine. So I know how conceptions work. So in the 3 stages for mastering religion, just like in masonry, the first is the myth, entrepreneurship. Second, fellowcraft. That's the ritual. You practice doing the rituals. Okay, abiding by the myth, learn the ritual. And when you do this in earnest, and you do it on a regular basis, you will have what they call the mystical experience. Mystical meaning internal, meaning inside. And it's a culture that belongs, mysticism is a culture that belongs to what? The myth stage of religious practice. And it's the most elementary level, meaning it's the lowest. I tell people a long time ago, religion's like baby food. Okay, it isn't sustaining, but it won't make a turn. Like potato chips, mama said, you can eat it, but it won't make nothing. Religion at the lowest level won't get you nowhere. Just a bunch of dogmatic concepts. You walk around quoting verses. But if it's done in earnest, it's a beautiful thing. I go to church, and I just love the way the people come and ingratiate me, how they deal with me. That's spiritual love. I can't get that nowhere other than my church. I don't do church. I got one church. My man said, "Oh, I thought you were so." Yeah, I went to a few different churches around Robin, and every church I went to outside of mine, this ain't personal, just a fact from my perspective. I didn't feel the spirit. I go to dead churches. What the hell? My church is alive. My church is spirit. I know that, and everybody come in and say the same thing. But when I go to venture out, I don't get that from other places. So I'm not trying to find which church give me. I got one. I'm sticking with that. I'm old school. I got a bird in the hand. I got a church in the hand. I don't give a damn how big your church is. I pass by churches parking out full to the brim, cops directing traffic. I don't give a damn about them churches. Could care less. Respectfully, I go to mine, little hole in the wall, nice little quaint, and that's how I like to do what I do. Some people like to be flamboyant, like to be seen. No, I'm low key. That's what I told them to do. I ain't trying to be mainstream. Why? I ain't mainstream material. Y'all ain't gonna like me. I'm real. Mainstream don't like real. Okay, y'all want them pretend, make believe all that. I'm not him. So pass me by. I ain't got a problem with that. Now I'm gonna wrap it up with the myth, the ritual, and the mysticism. Define them each one. It's an important theme which will be developed throughout this book. Is the complete practice and understanding of religion. We don't have a problem with religion. If practiced and understood correctly, it's a beautiful thing. I told you that. Practice of religion. That is in 3 aspects, 3 stages, 3 degrees, or whatever you want to call it. The first is the religion starts out with myth, the mythology. That's a damn story. The ritual, understanding the story, practicing it, coming to church, you don't do the ritual. Okay, getting Eucharist on the first from the community. Okay, that's all fine, and that's good. But if it's done correctly, the 3rd stage is what you want to get to. A lot of y'all Christians don't get past the first 2 phases. A lot of Masons don't get past the first 2 phases, but they claim to be a Muslim and they claim to be Mason. Liars. But when the mythology and the ritual is mastered, meaning you got it, You understand it? You're doing it. Now, the mystical, physical, or what they call the mystical experience, the enlightenment happens. It's going to happen. It's going to happen automatically. All you got to do is put the work in. The Kundalini serpent is going to rise, whether you like it or not. And the mysticism is the internal mystical philosophy that you can't see visibly. You have to interpret it, understand it, and then put it to use internally, and it will show from the inside out. So at the first level, you have human beings that's learning the stories, the myth. Again, why would y'all think a myth is real? It's telling you right there, the myth, story. Okay, stories and traditions of that religion. The Jews got theirs, the Muslims got theirs, the Christians got theirs. Egypt, they're the same thing. Okay? But it was philosophies and disciplines that we practice and live by. It's all the same criteria. God only gonna recognize good and righteous deeds. So I don't give a damn what you're practicing. If you want to get God's attention, these are things you will have to do no matter what you're practicing. And that's just the first level. The myth, the story. Not the lie. No. A myth, to teach it, is the purpose. And the second level is your ritual. And they are learned and practiced daily. All my church family, they keep Christ consciousness during the week. They do what they need to do in their daily life. That's why they get blessed. I know that. Okay? And watch this. At the third level, once you practice the first two and master them for yourself by living, practicing them, at the third level, you now become a spiritual aspirant who's about to be awakened. And you're led to what? Actually go beyond the myth, beyond the ritual, and now you are able to obtain that ultimate goal that religion sets out of religion. To what? To become one with God. This is an important principle. This is the purpose of religion, to get to God. And religions ain't getting y'all to God. What the hell y'all practicing it for? I know with philosophy, right thing philosophy, practicing and mastering the discipline will get you to God. My pastor can tell you religious philosophy, if done right, will get you to God. Okay, moving on. Because many religions present so many different aspects and philosophies at different levels, and an uninformed onlooker may label it as primitive or even adulterous, worshiping idols, statues, and all that kind of stuff. But in Egypt, it was a philosophy. It was a teaching process that we live. In religion, y'all take it literal. That's where you fall short. Without your understanding your religious concepts, without true understanding of what's being presented to you, without the understanding what is going on. For example, Hinduism and ancient Egyptian religion present what we call polytheism, more than one God. And we call duality. I tell you Maya every day. And that is at the first two levels. See where I'm going with this? Of religion. We're talking about religion now. I'm talking about religion. The first two levels of religious practices is the myth and the ritual. However, in the third level, mysticism, that's when you commune with God. You realize one thing, that the practitioner, you, is now made to understand and know for yourself that all the gods and goddesses that you've been worshiping the first two degrees do not actually exist. You gotta pay attention. In fact, but are in reality aspects of one single transcendental supreme self we call God, the virtue, the absolute, Allah, whatever you want to call it, it's all still the one. And this is evident in the Per Im Haru, book of coming forth by day. In this area of yoga philosophy, in every dogma, even Christians practice on, and you got a category of monism. Okay? There are little, if any, differences. This is because all these disciplines actually belong to what? The third level of religion. And anything else, watch this. So we're in mysticism, high advanced knowledge, understanding. When you reach that height, advanced knowledge, okay, superior knowledge, the goal is, watch this, for all right thinkers of right thinking philosophy is to be able to transcend this phenomenal world, the physical world, and all the mental concepts and spiritual philosophies. Ordinary religion is just a small part of the world and the mental concepts of people, and must too be what? Ultimately transcended. If religion is done right, it will get you to God. That's what they said. I agree 100%. We just ain't doing it the right way. Come join my church. My dude got the thing going on. I follow him. I know he know what he's doing. Why I'm rolling with him. If he wasn't, I wouldn't be rolling with him. Love him as a friend, but respect him more as a man of the what? The craft that he practiced. Okay, as a pastor, religious man. Again, religion's a good thing. Just misunderstood and mispracticed. When you straighten it out and figure it out, you be better for it. I ain't saying it don't work. I'm just saying if it's not done correct, it won't work. Same thing with right thinking philosophy. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I know my right thinkers now who understand the basic 5 disciplines and religious practices are one and the same have passed away. I'll be right back.